What's up guys, and welcome back to another Honkai Star Oak guide. In this video I'm going to take you over everything you do need to know in order to prepare for the 3.5 first half character Hysilens, including the general materials you will need, so credits, books, and so on, what stagnant shadow to farm, the relics you want to go for, the Echo of War material, and some planner ornaments. Do note this video only accounts for taking Hysilens from level 1 to 80 and maxing out her traces, and will not be accounting for something like our light cone, so anything with the light cone would be counted separately. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Starting it off with the common materials you will need. Books wise, you do need about 290 purple books in order to level max her. And credits for everything, you will need roughly about 3.9 billion credits. For the common materials, you will be using these ones right here, and you do need a total of 56 of the green ones, 71 of the blue ones, and 73 of the purple ones. The general materials are very easy to farm. Amphoris is a bit on the newer side still, so if you're a newer player or you just haven't really gone out to do this much, just be sure to set your assignments for the green ones just so you can accumulate more over time. And if you're watching this in the future and you're running short on time, you can just track the enemies and kill them. If you have Acheron or Phynon, it's even quicker. But these will not be a problem, you can get them out of the way really quickly. The Stagnant Shadow essential material she will be using is going to be the one from the shape of Deep Sheaf, I think that's how you say it. So the one located in Dragonbone City, Styxia, so you will need a total of 65 of these. Very easy to get this out the way. It practically just takes a full day's worth of stamina and a little bit extra. If you're at the highest rank, you can get 5 per run, which makes this very quick. And even if you're not the highest rank, it still won't take you too long to farm it. Just make sure this is one of the first things you do when it comes to stamina related things, as it's very easy to knock out. For the trace material, she will be using the one from the Bud of Nihility Alchemy Commission, so be sure you farm this one and not the one from the Great Mine, as she is not using this one, but rather the one from Alchemy Commission, and you will need a total of 18 of the green ones, 69 of the blue ones, and 139 of the purple ones. Traces are extremely cringe, so this would definitely be the goal you go straight to after you do farm the Stagnant Shadow. As I am uploading this, there still is a relatively good amount of time until the actual release for the update, as we haven't even entered the second half of 3.4 yet, so you do have a good amount of time, but I do recommend starting on this as soon as possible, as it will take you a minute. For the Echo of War material, she is going to be using the one from the latest boss. Spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1, it's going to be the one from the Glance of Twilight, and you will need a total of 12 of these. Very easy to also get this out the way, as you get like 3 per drop at the highest level as well. So you can very easily knock this out. It just really takes a full week's worth, so just use all 3 runs on this if you don't have enough. And then you'll just need to do 1 run the week after, and you will be good to go. This is a boss you do unlock relatively later, so if you don't have the early access or whatever, it could take you a minute to get here, especially if you're behind in story. But again, you have a good amount of time as I'm uploading this for her release. When it comes to what relic sets for farm, I'm not going to go too into depth for this, just be sure to look out for the build guide. I will have it at a later date. But as she is going to be the primary damage dealer in the Dot team she will be ran on, her best in slot overall is going to be 4-piece prisoner set. As it is perfect for Dot characters, 2-piece increases attack by 12%, which Dot characters love attack percent. 4-piece will provide defense ignore when dealing damage to enemies who have Dot afflicted, so up to an 18% defense ignore when dealing damage to enemies that have a max of 3 dots. Hysilens inflicts practically every single dot from what we do know right now, so she alone is going to be able to fully utilize this actual relic set. And since she is going to be the one doing the primary damage, you do want to optimize her damage the most, and this will be overall the best for her damage as of now. And this really is the only 4-piece you would have. The next option would be 4-piece of the physical set, which is a lot less recommended. 2-piece will increase her overall damage as she is physical, so 10% physical damage increase. And the 4-piece has her attack increased by 5% for the rest of the battle when attacking, stacking up to 5 times, so you do need to attack 5 times to get 25% attack. Definitely usable, so if you have really good pieces and you're farming for the dot set, you could use it in the meantime. But it is definitely something you want to replace with the dot set. The dot set overall is going to be the go-to. But as you are farming for that, or as you are waiting and you just have good pieces laying around, the physical set does work. Past that, it would be doing 2-piece, so you could do 2-piece on one of the attack percent increasing sets, so that goes as Hero, it goes as Wind Soaring, the dot set itself, and also Musketeers. Combining that with 2-piece of the physical set also does work. 2-piece of any of those, and also doing 2-piece of one of the speed sets, since Dot characters do like high speed. So Relieved Ordeal also works. You can do something like the Warrior Goddess set and also Hackerspace for the 6% speed increase they do provide. And then for planner ornaments, the brand new one is actually going to be the best in slot, as, you know, kind of said by the name, the design, it kind of matches her entirely. giving 12% attack, and when the wearer's attack is equal to 2400/3600, increases dot damage dealt by 12%/24% respectively. So getting 3600 attack would be a requirement, which for dot characters shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially with all the buffs you can get in battle and such, since this isn't one that requires you to have it before going into battle. And dot characters, all their damage is going to be the actual dot or dot procs, so you don't really have to focus on damage dealt or anything like that. So this is actually going to be really good. Getting up to a 24% increase to the dot damage dealt is going to be really good and is going to be the go-to. You still can also use something like Glamos. Glamos is still really good for dot characters as it's a good fallback option. 12% attack, and when wearer speed is equal to or higher than 135/160, where it can deal 12%/18% more damage. Hysilens specifically doesn't seem like you're going to build her very fast and try to prioritize getting to 160 speed plus, but still with the 12% attack increase to the 12% damage increase, you get a 135 speed, since you still will get her to breakpoint. The extra 12% damage you will be dealing is still going to be really nice, and then again, the 12% damage does work. If you are able to reach 160 speed with just really good rolls, or speed buffs in battle, then 160 speed making it 18% more damage does further solidify how good this set can be. And if you don't have either of those, you can very much just use Space Sealing Station, providing up to a 24% attack increase, 12% for free, and an additional 12% if where it does reach 120 speed or higher. This is definitely on the worst side, and this is really only one you would farm if you don't have the other sets and you just have really good pieces from maybe being a long time player. If you are in the case where you do happen to have really good pieces, then you very much can actually use this. But again, it would just be one that you would use until you farm one or the other. Glamoth is going to be slightly better for the most part, and then the C set is going to be the best in slot. As for any character that wants to primarily just do the damage on the dot team and isn't focusing on detonating, such as someone like Kafka, so Hysilens is actually going to be the focus main DPS. Meaning she's going to want to get the best damage off her dot procs, which is going to make this the best in slot, just because it is going to amplify the dot damage she can deal more than anything else. So you pair this with getting the actual dot damage increase, and then the defensive grow with something like the prisoner set, and you're going to get the best damage you can for now on your Hysilens with those two sets combined. So even if you do happen to have a good Glamour set, you could be satisfied with that, but I definitely do recommend trying to get a better set with the C set, as it is going to definitely be your best in slot for a while. And the other sets you would really just use if you are farming with a new one, and once you do get a new set, then you would put this one on her instead. And that does wrap up the full pre-farm guide for Hysilens, taking you over everything you do need to know, including materials, trace materials, relics, and ornament recommendations. If you guys found this video helpful, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon for future videos like this, along with all other types of Star Rail content. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning for Hysilens in the comment below, and I'll see you later. Peace out.